Good day, everyone. Let's get started, shall we? If you play MLB The Show, especially franchise, you may notice that the challenge of winning the Fall Classic, aka the World Series, is not much of a challenge. You could easily go out there and obtain superstars like Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Max Scherzer, Garrett Cole, Jacob deGrom, whatever superstar you want to use as the example. But I played a little differently. I set up for myself some franchise guidelines, and I want to go over 3 of the basics with you fairly quickly. Remember, these are just my guidelines, so you can make your own changes to fit your franchise. If you have any questions or clarifications, please leave a comment down below and leave a like for me. That being said, let's get going. So as you can see, pretty basic video setup today. It doesn't look pretty, but I'm here to send a message, not make it look pretty. So we're going to cover 3 things real quick. Let's get on with the first one. Trades. There they are as it finally pops up. It's over here. First thing, 1 major league trade per month. Pretty self-explanatory. I shouldn't have to really go into any detail. You can make it 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 1 for 3. Whatever the trade is, 1 major league trade per month. Stipulation. The team veteran rule. That's what I call it. And what that is that you cannot obtain or trade a player away that has been with the same team for at the minimum of 5 years consecutively. That's the word I'm looking for. Consecutively. Now, if they've been there for 4 years, they went to another team and then came back to that team, that's fair game. But if they've been with that same team for 5 years or more, you cannot obtain them or you cannot trade them away. And last but not least, basics again, 1 to 2 minor league transactions per month. Whether that's free signings, free agency signings, or just a minor league trade. Because that's how I like to start my rebuilds, is fixing the farm system. So it's really easy to go out there and trade for big prospects. Now, me personally, I do not trade for top prospects. If I see that little red icon next to the player, I don't really throw them in. But, of course, like I said, these are guidelines. You could change it to however you want. Maybe you could do a top-for-top trade. That's all up to you. But, like I said, that's it for training. Let's move on to the next one. The offseason. First and foremost, fair game for any free agent. If Jacob deGrom decides to elect free agency, congratulations. You could go get Jacob deGrom if you have the money. That's pretty much it. Like I said, self-explanatory. No reloading if you're outbid. If you're in a tight battle with another team for a certain player that you want on your squad and you don't get it, sorry, don't reload. That's pretty cheap. Then you'll know what to bid. Doesn't feel realistic to me. I don't do that either. I've kind of been doing that since the beginning. And it just puts more pressure for you to get it right the first time. Last but not least, over here, I keep pointing the wrong way. Contract extensions. Once again, guidelines, do whatever you want. This is just for me to help put a challenge. So when it comes to contract extensions, you're looking at before the season, only do 1. 1 pitcher, 1 position player, only 1. At the trade deadline, you could do 1 pitcher, 1 position player. That way you can't re-sign everyone at the deadline. Really, no teams do that. You usually see teams do 1, 2, extremely rare occasions, maybe 3 players. So if you want to do 2 pitchers, no position players, that's up to you, or vice versa. Me personally, I do 1 pitcher and 1 position player. Now, the last mark we're looking at here, not really as big a deal this year as it was in previous games, but the schedule. I used to play all 162 every single game. I used to play every single game with no quick counts and no simulating. Well, because of MLB The Show, the new version, there is no year-to-year saves. So if you want to make any kind of progress in your franchise, you really don't have time to play all 162. So you go with whatever method works for you. The most popular one is to play 1 Sim 5. I believe that's the right one. And a lot of people go with that. You could do 1 per series, which is what I'm currently doing. You could sim a month, play a month. I don't know. It's all up to you. This is not really part of the guidelines, so to speak. This is more of how you want to how deep you want to go into your franchise. No quick counts. I don't like quick counts. That's also really, really self-explanatory. No simulating. The only exception, and I thought about this right before I hit the record button, maybe an exception would be if it's September, you're leading the division, or you're way out of the division, you could sim. Why not, right? There's really not a lot you're playing for. Your prospects will still develop. There's not a whole lot unless you really want to get more hands-on with your prospects. So yeah, well, let's go back to this screen. So yeah, once again, that's it. A very short, sweet video. Like I said before, if you have any questions, clarifications, feel free to leave a comment. Leave a question down below. And of course, I could see you in future streams over at twitch.tv/IamFamousAmus. Or you can follow me on Twitter at FamousAmusGuy. Be nice to have you. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let's wrap this up. Good talk. We'll see you in the next A's broadcast. Have a good one.